Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Red with only Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee was a fun and very weird tag team run. Let's follow that up with another tag run. Today's the day that we figure out would I be able to beat Pokemon Black with a team of only Sawk and Throh? Alright, so let's start with their stats. Sawk on the left, Throh on the right. As you can see, Sawk is the higher attack and speed one, and Throh is the higher defense and health one. They're kinda like Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, but instead of punching and kicking, I think they're judo and karate. By level up, they both learn a lot of the same moves, but also a good deal of different ones. Throh's starting moveset isn't great, but Revenge at level 21 is a really powerful move. I also like Storm Throw for the free crits. Sawk has some better regular attacking moves, but also has counter instead of Revenge. I'm not super into counter, but it is useful sometimes. I do like that we get close combat though, that'll be a great move. By TM, as far as I can tell, they learn the same moves. There isn't really much on this list that I'm interested in, but I figure Rock Tomb and Rock Slide are going to be must-have for dealing with flying types. Payback might not be a bad idea either, so that we can do more damage to psychic types. Like always, I'm writing the script as I go through the challenge, so this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I figure that winning is possible, but that type coverage is going to be our biggest issue. Hey, maybe the flying gym will be hard for once. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Sawk and Throh. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. Oh, also, I might sound really hoarse right now, or even more so as the video goes on. I had a sore throat for like a week now, but the show must go on. It's not from the wisdom tooth extraction thing, although I'll talk about that at the end of the video if you're really curious. So right off the bat, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Oshawott with Throh so that we can do the whole run with it. I picked to start with Throh since that's the harder one to catch in Black. You can catch both in either game, but one is a rare Shaking Grass encounter and the other is a regular encounter, just depending on your version. I name him Hitmonchan because that's hilarious. Our nature is brave, so more attack and less speed. That's awesome. I didn't even have to re-roll that. Alright, early game travel is actually really slow. We're kind of a strong Pokemon for before the first gym, but our moves are awful. Bind, Leer, and Bide, so nothing that's going to deal much damage even with our high attack stat. At level 13 we get Seismic Toss, and at 17 we get Vital Throw. That means we don't even get a move that we want to have as our main attack until level 21 with Revenge, and even then that's a negative priority move, just like Vital Throw. Hey, at least at level 25 we get Storm Throw. It's only got 40 power, but it crits every time. It's nice having something that can bypass defense buffs like that. Anyway, that's not for a long time. Let's hope I can beat Sharon and the first gym with what we've got. Now, believe it or not, but I had to grind quite a bit before I could beat Sharon, and it's completely because our moves kinda suck. I couldn't even get into town below level 11, and here we are at level 12, finally getting our first win against Sharon. Bind is really just a useless move. We actually had to resort to using Leer to soften up Purloin before we could finally get a win. We're only one level away from Seismic Toss. I doubt it'll be enough to beat the first gym, but it might at least get us to the gym leader. Okay, Seismic Toss ended up helping us a ton. It didn't do a ton more damage than Bind did, but at least it has 100 accuracy, and that made all the difference. The first gym leader didn't even end up being that hard. And on our way out of town is Sharon again. Snivy could hardly hurt us thanks to Vine Whip being physical until it crit us on the way down, leaving us with only 38 health. Thanks to that, Purloin actually put up a fight. He used Assist right away to hit us with Wrap, so we were taking damage over time, and his Fury Swipes were whittling us down fast, but in the end we took it out right before we were going into red health. That was pretty close. So we're traveling again, and I'm excited. Now normally I'm filled with dread at this part because I know that I'm gonna have to grind for ages at the normal gym, but for the first time in a Gen 5 run, I think we're gonna have this in the bag. Not only do we have a fighting type, but we're about to catch our other fighting type. Check it out, here's Hitmonchan. Our nature is serious, so neutral stat gains, that's fine with me. We don't have any good moves yet, but we're only one level away from Double Kick, so that's a temporary issue. I'm gonna get this thing up to level 12, do the end fight, and then we'll just see how we match up against the normal gym. Wow, N was a total sweep. It didn't really take long to level up Sawk. This thing is hitting pretty hard for early in the game. Think the normal gym will go well? So the fight starts with Herdier and it's got Intimidate, so Hitmon Sawk's got its attack cut. Between that and her potions, she manages to hold on for a lot longer than she should have, but we didn't get hurt at all before taking it down. I switched to Sawk Throw to get rid of the attack drop, just to end up easily taking out Watchhog in 2 vital throws. I kinda thought I'd faint and have Sawk finish it off, but this works too. So we're on the road again, and I kinda think that the next few fights might be hard. We have the Bug Gym coming up, and most of his team resists fighting, and then a rival fight with a Psychic type. Whirlipede might be extra annoying since it double resists fighting type. I figure Seismic Toss is the way to go on that one. Once we actually take out the gym and the rivals, then we can get some TMs, and personally, I'd love to overhaul the moveset. We have some good stuff, but virtually no type coverage. Let's see how the Bug Gym goes. Right away, Whirlipede double resists fighting, so we just have to spam Seismic Toss to fight it. It's a 3-shot, but thanks to his Hyper Potion, it took a lot longer. We took a lot of damage, but we really lucked out never getting poisoned. Leavanny is second, so I sent in Sawk. Right away it was looking bad when Double Kick did almost nothing, but then I remembered, hey, Razor Leaf is physical, so I used Counter and that took it out. Last was Dewebble, but we took it out fast in a few Double Kicks. Good fight! Next is Bianca. Right away, Herdier was obviously just a one-shot with Vital Throw, so I sent in Sawk to deal with Muna. This thing is a Psychic type, so it resists our double kicks and it yawned to put us to sleep. We nearly took it out early, but while we were asleep, it used Moonlight to heal back up. It seems like it was healing about the same amount as our kicks were dealing in damage though, so I just kept kicking until we finally landed a crit to take it out. Next is Pignite, and right away it was using a bunch of defense curls, so I just kept hitting it. As its defense got high, I switched to Seismic Toss, and although he healed with a Super Potion, he spent so long defense curling that we only got hurt once. Last was Pansage, who was just a one-shot. Last for this little boss rush is Charon. It all went pretty well either than Servine, who leech seeded us, so between the damage from that and the sandstorm in the area, Throw went down. Sawk was able to finish it, and the rest of the fight was easy, but the fact that he took our Throw out means that he was more difficult than the last 2 fights that we had. Alright, so now we have to do the end fight in the Electric Gym. Now thankfully, both of our Pokemon can learn Rock Tomb, so I get the TM for that as well as for Dig. I don't think that I'm going to need Dig right now, but I figure we might need it at some point. Rock Tomb, on the other hand, is instantly going to be a lifesaver. N has a Sigalith in the next fight, that's a Psychic and Flying type. I doubt that we'll one-shot it, but Rock Tomb is going to be a lifesaver there for sure. Then there's the Electric Gym, and I figure we're going to need it for the Emolgas. Revenge might be stronger with Throw, but Sawk has got nothing to deal with flying types right now, so Rock Tomb seems like the best choice. Wish me luck! So first is N. Sandile was of course a one-shot, but second is Sigalith, the flying and psychic type. I went for Rock Tomb with Sawk, but got hit by Psybeam first. Now we'd have fainted if not for how Rock Tomb lowered his speed, so we got the first hit on the second round, making him faint. Darumaka is second, and although his first Fire Punch wasn't too bad, the second one crit us to actually take us out. I had to send in Sawk to finish it off. Last was Scraggy, but Sawk could one-shot it no problem. It might just be because of his lucky crit, but that's the closest we've come to losing in the last few fights. Next is the Electric Gym, and right away we get hit by Aerial Ace just to one-shot him in return with a critical revenge. That was amazing. The second is another Emolga who brought us to only 4 health and paralyzed us, but 2 hits of revenge took him out. I switched to Sawk as Zebstrika came out, and although it was a 2-shot with double kick, we still got brought down to only 10 health. That was incredibly close. On our way out of town is a Charon fight, and although it was a very simple and easy fight, it took 4 tries because we got crit so much. Seriously, I never had Air Cutter not crit us on any attempt, Fake Out crit us on 2 attempts, and we also missed Rock Tomb 3 times in a row once. On the 4th try, we just had a pretty normal fight. Air Cutter still crit, but whatever, it's a high crit move, so I expect that'll happen sometimes. I'm just happy that it was easy as soon as we didn't have insanely bad luck. That means we're moving again, and I'm feeling pretty good about the next chunk of the run. I mean, I feel good about the major upcoming fights. This one Sigalith trolled me with a Whirlwind for over a full minute. Thanks, dude. I'm sure my HM Pokemon really needed that experience. Anyway, the Grand Gym should be pretty easy, as will be the Bianca fight right after. Then I have the N fight where he mostly has Steel and Rock types, so another easy one. What I'm kind of worried about is the Flying Gym after that. Yeah, it's normally an easy gym, but we're fighting flying types. We have Rock Tomb, but it misses a lot, and it isn't really that strong in the first place. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I guess I'll worry about that a little later. Yeah, that's what I thought. Super easy ground gym. We took a lot of damage right at the end, but it's just because we flinched and gave him an extra hit on us. I'm sure even if Sawk fainted, Throh would have finished it fine. Okay, so this Bianca fight was wild and not at all what I expected it to be. First is Herdier, but it's just a one-shot, no problem. Second is Mah-Dry-Bread, so I switched to Throh to use Body Slam. We did decent damage, took a big chunk of damage from Psybeam, then things got weird. We paralyzed her, she started building her defense with Defense Curl, then she just stayed alive with a seemingly never-ending supply of Hyper Potions. Once we got her to the point where Storm Throw was our best move just because crits bypass her defense raises, she just used Lucky Chant to shut that down. She ended up maxing out her defense before the knockout. The weird thing is, Psybeam did a ton of damage to us, so she could have just finished us off forever ago. She even put us to sleep sometimes. She held on for so long that she actually made us faint, and we had to send in Sawk to finish it off, and even that almost didn't happen because we needed 3 Brick Breaks to finish her off while she was in red health. That was insane! Next is Pig Knight, who we take to yellow health. It hits us with takedown, so we're in red, then we finish it off. Last was Pansage, but thankfully, it was just a one-shot. That's the closest Bianca fight we've had in a long time. Yeah, N was super easy though. He had a Joltik that resisted fighting, but other than that, his team couldn't do anything to us. Alright, the Flying Gym is coming up, and I think that it might be the first time ever that it gives us issues in a Gen 5 run. I mean, it's possible that I've had troubles in this gym before and just don't remember. I've done a million of these challenges, but I don't think I've ever had trouble with it. This is my first time using a fighting type in Gen 5 though, right? I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, Rock Tomb is alright, but it misses a lot and doesn't have great power, so I don't really have the highest of hopes. I think I might have to brute force it and see what happens. Oh, also, in this one room in Celestial Tower, there's a bunch of trainers that turn clockwise every time you press the B button. I'm only bringing it up because this is what it looks like if you're holding an auto-fire button. It's hilarious, and I just had to share this with you. Well, it turns out the Flying Gym was super easy again. Only one of her Pokemon even hit us the whole fight. I really thought that if any run was gonna have a difficult Flying Gym, it was gonna be this one, but nope, pretty simple. Will Charon be as easy? Almost, yeah. We did have a Panpour who did some serious damage with Scald, but as soon as Throh came in, I could just one-shot with Revenge, so no real problem. I love that Liepard always uses Fake Out, even though our ability makes it so we don't flinch. Hey, it's finally time to get another TM. It's nice to having a rock move, but Rock Tomb is just too weak. After flying all over the place to collect some HM Pokemon, I went to Mistralton Cave? Not sure if that's how you say that, to get the TM for Rock Slide. Both of our Pokemon can learn it, and it's for sure a big upgrade. We don't need it right away since the Ice Gym is coming up and it's basically a free fight, but I'm sure we're gonna need this later. Yeah, the Ice Gym was a super easy sweep like it always is. Cryogonal was faster, so it could hurt us a little bit, but it's not like it did much. Super easy. That means we have the last Bianca fight and the Dragon Gym coming up. I figure that the Dragon Gym will be easy like it usually is, but the Bianca fights have been pretty hard this entire run. I think we might actually have to stop and grind to win the Bianca fight, but you never know, maybe I can get away with building up Bulk Up before she sends out Mah-Dry-Bread. That thing is just a beast. On our way there, I took the Plume Fossil. I knew that if I didn't say what I took, you'd all ask. Actually, now that I think about it, everyone asks anyway. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. So first, Bianca sends in Stoutland, so we lose attack to Intimidate, but we use Storm Throw to auto-crit to bypass it and one-shot her. Out to Sawk for Mah-Dry-Bread, and we honestly should have lost this considering we'd have gone down in 2 hits of Psybeam, but we lucked out and kept making her flinch with Rock Slide. She had a bunch of full restores, but if it wasn't for getting a whole 3 flinches, we would have fainted. Third was Emboar, so I one-shot it with Revenge, but not before being crit by Takedown to get hit pretty hard. Last was Pansage, but Seed Bomb doesn't do much, and we used Revenge to one-shot it. Well, that was a good fight, actually. Last for the gyms is the Dragon Gym, first with Fracture. It just used Dragon Dance twice though, so we just attacked it and took it out before it could even hit us. Dredagon was worse, not because it could really do much damage to us, but because we lost a lot of extra health from Rough Skin. We were around half health as we took it down. Last is Haxorus, and it started with Dragon Dance, so I had Sawk Brick Break twice to take it out. He hit us pretty hard, but we hit harder. It's time for that last Charon fight. Unpheasant was a pretty simple 2-shot, although it hit kind of hard with its flying moves before going down. Superior managed to nearly take us out with 2 Leaf Blades before we could take it out. Simipour ended up outspeeding us and making Throh faint, so Sawk had to come in and Brick Break twice for the knockout, but not before losing half of its health to Scald. Last is Liepard, and we used Slash to bring it to only 15 health before we one-shot it. If that crit, we'd have lost. Okay, we've never had to do any really serious grind this run, but I get the feeling that we might soon. I think that the Dark and Fighting trainers of the Elite Four will go fine, but I really doubt that we're ready for the Ghost one, and I don't think that we stand a chance against the Psychic one yet. I think we're gonna have to get the TM for Payback to stand a chance at the Cynthia fight, because if Bianca has been an issue with one Psychic type, then we can't handle 4 in a row. Now that we're at the Elite Four, let's take a look at our team. Well, I do think our team is decent, but I don't think that they stand a chance against most of the Elite Four. Kinda crazy to me that Sawk and Throh have almost the exact same attack stat. Normally Sawk has more, but Through's attack nature is helping him keep up. I really don't see us winning until we level a ton more, but we'll see how it goes. Make your final guesses on if we can win this or not. Let's do this. First is Dark Trainer Grimsley. Right away, Scrafty didn't do much damage to us, and we one-shot it with Revenge. Second is Liepard, who just hits Fake Out and then got one-shot because we're immune to flinches with Throh. Third is Bisharp, and it's got Aerial Ace, so we took a lot of damage before one-shotting it. Last was Crocodile, whose Earthquake nearly takes us out, but our Revenge one-shot it. I figured that would be easy. Second is Fighting Trainer Marshall. Right away, it's a Throh mirror match, but we clearly are winning the exchange, with him just using Bulldoze for almost nothing on the first round. Second round, we just trade Storm Throws with us knocking him out. Conkeldurr is next, and I had Sawk hit it twice with Brick Break, but it was hitting us really hard, so he didn't last long. Throh finished it with Storm Throw. Mine Shao was nearly a one-shot, but it easily jump-kicked us twice to take us out. Okay, well, our effort values are maxed out by this point, and there's no point in switching our moveset for the other Elite Four members if we can't even beat Marshall yet. Let's use some rare candies and level up. Okay, first, I just rare candied to bring Sawk up to the same level as Throh, and then try it again. This time, I had Sawk take out Throh in 2 hits. It went pretty well. For Conkeldurr, I used Throh this time, and that paid off too, with us taking less damage overall as a result. Back out to Sawk for Mine Shao, and we nearly got taken out, brought it to a sliver with close combat, he used a full restore, then we one-shot him with the second close combat. Last is Sawk, so I sent Throh back in. I can't one-shot him because of his ability, but we survived his karate chop with low health. He used a full restore, we took him back down to low health again, we hung on with 9 health from his second chop, then we took him out. That was close, but I think our Sawk could have outsped him and finished him off if Throh had fainted. Third is Ghost Trainer Chantel. I tried this one a few times hoping to get good flinch luck and not get burned right away, but it never really mattered. I never once got Cofagrigus to faint even with both of our Pokemon. It doesn't take much damage, but we're pretty close to at least 3-shotting it. Let's try with Payback, maybe that'll work out better. Okay, so Payback worked out much better, and on runs where we don't get burned, we even get a knockout, but that didn't get us a whole lot farther. Fire Blast from Chandelure is absolutely brutal, and then there's Golurk that we've never managed to make faint. I'm gonna need some more levels for sure, but it might not be a ton. We really are close to 2-shotting Cofagrigus. Maybe we only need 3 more levels. Okay, this one was brutal. Thanks to a crit at the start, we don't take any damage early on, and Golurk ended up taking himself out with a curse. The only reason we lost right at the end is because Cursed Body activated when we hit Jellicent and disabled Payback, our only move that could hit her. That was tragic. I'm just gonna have to keep trying until it doesn't disable Payback. I know that it doesn't happen every time we hit it. I'll just get another 2 levels on both Pokemon, because we had to get pretty lucky on damage ranges to do that well in the first place. Okay. A few tries later at level 60, and just getting to Jellicent with both Pokemon still alive was a pretty huge deal for us, since Cursed Body activated again anyway. Throh was still live though this time, so we could just hit a second Payback to finally finish it off. Fourth is Psychic Trainer Caitlyn. Right away we hit a decent Payback, but Reuniclus crits us to bring us to only 1 health. Sturdy is what saved us. We took her out right after. That seemed unlucky, but honestly, we'd be nearly dead even if he didn't crit. Masharna finished us off, but then Throh was able to take it out in return. Sigalith was faster than us and hit hard, but it also makes our Payback stronger, so we got the one-shot. Last was Gothitelle, but it's nowhere close to a one-shot, and we get taken out. I tried a few more times, but even without crits, we still lose easily. Gotta get stronger. 2 levels and 5 tries later, We're finally getting super, super close to winning the fight, but we're just slightly too weak to get the knockout. Maybe with a bit better damage ranges, we could have won that, or if she used Calm Mind twice? I doubt she'd do that, though. I'm literally gonna get one more level up. Okay, never mind, we got the level up, but then we just crit to get the knockout. That was rough, but I kinda thought that it would be worse, to be honest. With the Elite Four down, all that's left is the final two fights with N and Getsus. I don't really think we'll win below level 70, but let's give it a few tries and just see what happens. First is Zekrom, and we take Fusion Bolt and a Zen Headbutt as we use Revenge twice. We took him out, but we lost most of our health early because of it. Second is Kling Klang, so I had Sawk one-shot it with Brick Break. Next was Vanillux, who's also weak to fighting type, so Brick Break one-shot it too. Zora Arc was yet another one-shot, this is going great. Next is Archeops, and I knew this thing hits like a freight train. Right away we got outsped, and we would have been one-shot if not for our ability forcing us to survive so we could hit close combat for the knockout. Last is his Caracosta, but he used Water Jet to finish us off. I sent in Throw, nearly fainted to Waterfall, hit him for all of his health off Revenge just for him to survive with his ability. He healed, we hit him again, then we outsped him and finished him off with one last Storm Throw. I can't believe that was a first try! That was so close! Last is Getsus. This is actually my second try since I just fainted to him and had to come back to hold some berries for Poison Cure. The game forces you into this fight, so I couldn't put the berries on in between the fights, you know? Anyway, Cofagrigus is first, and I have that Poison Cure berry, but this time he just missed Toxic. We did get hit by Psychic for some damage, but Payback did an awesome job of taking him out pretty quickly. Bufflant was of course a one-shot with close combat, and Hydreigon hit a massive Dragon Pulse before also being a one-shot with close combat. Electros is next, and our defense is way down from all the close combat, so I switched to Throw, took a good chunk of damage from Acrobatics, nearly one-shot him with Revenge, then finished it with Storm Throw. Next is Seismitoad, who nearly made us faint with an Earthquake as we hit Storm Throw. The second Earthquake took us out, so I had to send in Sawk with Brick Break to finish it off. Last was Bisharp, but he's super weak to fighting types, so we just hit close combat to get the win. That was the first serious attempt I made. What an awesome ending. That was yet another really fun run. I love these tag runs. I'm really happy that I finally got to use a fighting type in Gen 5. I think that might be the first time I've done that. I have to say, the fighting types did really well in this region. I didn't run into much that was strong against us, and we could handle basically everything we ran into at roughly the level that we naturally were when we got there. That's how you know it's going to be a fun run. I really hope you guys like that run. The next Pokemon Challenge should be up next week on Saturday, like usual, with Pokemon Fire Red with only one Shroomish. Yeah, I'm loving these runs where I get to use Pokemon that I don't normally find in the region. It's been really fun. As always, I'm looking forward to your suggestions in the comments, in the challenge request section of my Discord channel, and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. Alright, so I'm sure everyone's going to be wondering about the Wisdom Tooth extraction, right? I was talking about it in the voiceover last time. So on last Friday, I got my wisdom teeth out. That Friday would have been, let me open my calendar, the 21st of June, 2024. I got my wisdom teeth out at it was about 9 in the morning. Now, I knew it was going to be a really easy surgery because the surgeon told me it was going to be really easy, and I had some teeth on my top row taken out when I was, 11 or 12, because they knew that my wisdom teeth were coming in, and I had an overbite as a kid, so they were going to give me braces, and they had to take out a couple teeth because they knew that the wisdom teeth were going to come in, and they wanted to make sure that there was room so that I didn't have overcrowding in my mouth. So, when I was a kid, I had the teeth out, and I remember the surgery being really, really easy, but the recovery was painful. Painful, but short. Here I am as an adult. I was quite excited for it. Actually, it was really funny because when the surgeon came in to do the surgery and everything, it ended up being the same surgeon who gave me the assessment, which is pretty cool because he wasn't sure it was going to be him, but he was the one who did it. Comes in and says, it's the big day, and I'm like, yeah, I'm finally getting my teeth out, I'm excited. And he laughs and he says, you're a sicko. And I said, do people not usually get excited to finally get the teeth out? And him and both of the assistants in the room all laugh, and they're like, no? So apparently this was rare. I almost started laughing when the teeth were actually coming out. I had to stop from laughing, because you don't feel anything, they just put freezing in your mouth. Yeah, you get 4 needles in your mouth, which is, yeah. But it barely hurts at all. It just feels really uncomfortable. It's honestly pretty viscerally uncomfortable getting those needles in the roof of your mouth, but it wasn't really painful or anything, and it doesn't last that long. It's pretty quick and relatively painless. Then your mouth goes real numb, and then you hear some weird, horrible crunching noises, and all of a sudden they're showing you your teeth. So I have the teeth out. Now the shocking thing for me is, I remembered recovery being pretty painful as a kid. It wasn't super long. It was less than a week, I think. But, I go home with my special rules, and I can't have solid food for a few days and stuff. It has been since I had when I'm doing this voiceover, by the way, it's been 6 days since I got the teeth out. And I was literally talking normally the moment I got home and I took the gauze out. I just took the gauze out of my mouth and I was talking completely normal, and we were shocked that I was talking so normal. Now, the real shocking thing is, it is 6 days in, I have had no pain. I'm not saying no pain like, oh, I'm a big tough guy, it doesn't hurt that bad. No, I mean, it doesn't hurt at all. I have had no painkillers. I have had no anything. Nothing was prescribed because they didn't think I'd need anything, and they were right. I haven't taken an Advil or an aspirin or anything. Nothing store-bought, nothing. Just nothing. It hasn't hurt at all. There was a couple days where if I poked at it a bunch with my tongue, which I shouldn't do, if I poked at it a bunch with my tongue because I was making sure that there wasn't food in it or anything, I could feel that it was slightly tender, but it didn't hurt, and the tenderness just naturally faded away over the course of a couple minutes after I left it alone. It could feel a little weird if it got really dry, if my mouth got really dry, because you wake up and you haven't drank for 8 hours because you've been asleep. But I fix it just by drinking some water, and then I'm good. The recovery on the tooth surgery has been incredibly easy, incredibly simple. I'm still eating slightly carefully because the wounds aren't completely closed yet, but I'm feeling it right now. The left side is nearly completely closed. It'll probably be completely closed tomorrow. The right side probably needs 2 or 3 days before it's completely closed. Then maybe I'll just have a very slight tenderness when chewing for a few days, and then it'll be done. I'm basically past it. The main thing I've been dealing with this week is I started getting kind of a scratchy throat. Today's Thursday, so yeah, exactly a week ago. Started getting a little bit of a scratchy throat. And it's continued. It's been quite persistent. In fairness, one of those days I had my sister and my mom over, and we had a whole day of playing Sid Meier's Civilization 6. That was really fun. But it also involves me talking a lot, which wasn't good when my throat's already recovering from whatever's going on. Maybe I've just strained my throat. Maybe I was talking too much. I don't know. Maybe it's some minor illness. I don't have a cough or a runny nose or anything like that. I don't really have painful swallows. I couldn't really see my throat when I was trying to look in the mirror to see if I have strep throat, but I don't think that I do, or else I'd probably have a burning swallow kind of thing going on. But if the sore throat lasts much longer, then I'll just go to a walk-in clinic and get it looked at or whatever. I've probably just been hard on my voice with voiceovers and all of that. And maybe I'm just a little bit sick, who knows? But honestly, the sore throat is bugging me more than the actual tooth extraction. I was worried I wasn't going to be able to do this voiceover today. I originally wanted to do it on Tuesday or Monday, but the sore throat was enough that I knew that I needed to give my throat a break and heal up a little bit. So this is the only talking I've done all day. I wasn't even talking to my cats yesterday. Heartbreaking. I did whisper to them a little, because it weirds them out a little if I'm not saying anything back to them, because I'm usually quite vocal with the cats. They meow at me, and I say hi back. So they thought it was a little weird when I wasn't always saying anything back, My cats know to be vocal because I never shut up, and they learned from me. Okay, I should wrap up this voiceover, because as much as I'm having fun being able to talk again, I do know that my throat's going to get more sore. And I do know that part of me not feeling super sore right now and just feeling a little bit of soreness while I talk is just that I had a lozenge right before the recording. I had a lozenge and I put some honey in my tea that I'm sipping on, and like all of that's kind of coating my throat and helping me get through. But I also know that, yeah, I totally gotta give my throat a little bit of a break and recover. So sorry there's been a bit of a break on the streams. I would love to stream more soon. You know the drill. Some Bannerlord, some Wrestling Empire. I have some other things in the works, maybe some Stardew Valley. I got a bunch of stuff written down, so, you know. I'm excited. I'll get back to it when I can. Oh, and if you were enjoying the WWF WrestleMania 2000 series, right? I play through the Road to WrestleMania mode as Midian. That whole playlist is up now. Like the whole series is done. I beat the whole game mode. It's all up in the playlist and everything. It's 10 episodes. I think the Let's Play is like 12 or 13 hours long if you want to watch it. And it's just a really fun, casual stream through thing. People have already told me they like listening to it when they fall asleep. And you know what? That's half of you watching on this series too. You're just in the playlist because you want something to listen to while you fall asleep. And you know what? I take it as a compliment. You enjoy the show in whatever way you enjoy the show. I just appreciate that you enjoy it, so thank you for that. But I need to give my voice a break now, and I gotta play a bunch more Pokemon, because of course I need to play a bunch more Pokemon. It's my job. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.